Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is day 4 of week 2 of our 3-week challenge and living mindfully now. Up to now, we've talked about mindful moments, and our next thing on the list is nurturing meditations. However, that's not what we're doing today. We're going to do a little sidetrack. We're going to work on something else, and then we'll come back to nurturing meditations tomorrow. So let's go ahead and start our topic today, which is our discussion on judgment. Okay, and so the past few days, I've been talking about how important non judgment is in living mindfully. So let's take a closer look at exactly what we mean by this. And so, accepting without judgment is very crucial to mindful living. We allow preconceived notions or learned reactions to dictate how we respond in life. And this may have been fine when we were out as hunter gatherers and we were always in constant danger. But nowadays, this really isn't necessary. Sometimes it is good. It is needed for survival to assess danger and things like this. But in today's world, it's often bad. Our judgments tend to elicit emotional and physical responses that control how we react to the situation. Our judgments control us, often subconsciously. We often react without considering potential consequences. And so it's important that we learn to accept things without judgment, and that we learn not only to accept them without judgment, but we learn not to act upon them as well. So, how do we do this? The key is to recognize when you are being judgmental, examine how it makes you feel both physically and emotionally, accept and forgive this judgment, affirm that you will not allow this judgment to control your reaction. Then finally, bring your attention back to the present moment. These are a lot of steps, and they all happen extremely quickly, within a second or two, or even faster with some practice. Instead of letting anger, fear, and all these other negative emotions fester, this approach allows us to still experience those emotions. But instead of allowing those emotions to control us, we control them. We learn to control how we will respond to the situation without using those judgments and those associated emotions. They do not allow, they do not control our response. We control them. Living non judgmentally is one of the 3 pillars of mindful living, and it's deeply intertwined with the other 2 pillars. Indeed, all the pillars are deeply connected and they do work in tandem, and really one doesn't work without the other 2. But the reason why I think this is so crucial of a topic to speak about is because this is the one that is probably most difficult for people to grasp and comprehend. This is the part that takes a lot of personal growth and a lot of challenge to overcome. However, by practicing non judgment, it will keep us focused on the present moment and continuously aware of how we feel so that we don't allow our feelings to control us. So you may ask, well, will I still get angry, scared, upset, stressed, etc.? Well, of course we will. We are not like the Vulcans on Star Trek where we are going to walk around and just talk, without emotion, all about logic. We're still going to have these emotions. And the key is, though, we are going to learn how to control the emotions rather than allow the emotions to control the situation. And other times, we're just going to have life getting the better of us. No matter what our intentions are, these emotions sometimes are going to control us. Sometimes we're just too tired to deal with controlling how we feel and react. And this is okay. Don't feel bad. It happens to all of us. You must learn to accept these hiccups without judgment as well. You'll find, however, that the more you practice non judgment, the less often these hiccups will occur. And remember, here you want to practice self forgiveness as well. If you do get angry or upset and react so, forgive yourself. Don't get angry at yourself. Don't beat yourself up. An example of this that's perfect for me is road rage. Before mindfulness, I used to almost have a heart attack on the road. People are driving like morons, like idiots. I'm flipping people off. I'm screaming at people constantly. It took up like 90% of my time on the road. Now I drive mindfully, and those emotions may still come up, but I control them. They last for a split second, and I wash them away. Does it happen 100% of the time? No. Sometimes there is a moron that is just being so moronic and just really being an imbecile or being inconsiderate, holding up traffic or blocking things or doing things like this that I do get angry. I sometimes slip them off. It's horrible of me. I hate it. But I just have to forgive myself and try to affirm that it won't happen the next time. And now, where anger used to control 95% of my drive, it might control 1% of my drive. Okay. And so it's really helped me and it extends to all aspects of my life. And that is it for today's discussion. There is a homework assignment here coming up in just a moment. But as a reminder, I do ask you to leave a donation if you haven't done so already, or spread the word. Help me get the word out to other people so that they can take this 3-week challenge as well. Today's exercise is one of my favorites. It's a good one, at least in my opinion, it is. We're going to practice. We're going to take a mindful moment to practice living non-judgmentally. And this is one of the mindful moments in my second book, which I have not finished writing yet. But when I do, it will be available on my website for free. But this is a very, in my opinion, the most important mindful moment, learning to live non-judgmentally. So what you're going to do is think of an object or situation that causes you great discomfort or fear. Maybe it's heights, maybe it's snakes, maybe it's the sight of blood, who knows? You want to expose yourself to images or movie scenes that represent this discomfort or fear. Pick one or two, or I'm sorry, pick one of these images or scenes from a movie and analyze it from a non-judgmental perspective. First, actually, analyze it from a judgmental perspective. How's it making you feel? When you see that snake, what type of discomfort does it make you feel? Both emotionally and physically. Is your heart racing? Are you sweating? Are you trying to divert your eyes? Does it create panic, anxiety, stress, fear? Write all this down. Now, analyze it from a non-judgmental perspective. What is it about that snake that is causing you to have these sensations? Accept that this situation makes you feel this way, and it's okay for you to feel this way. But you want to detach yourself from these emotions and try to view the scene or the material or whatever it is with the cold Vulcan logic that I kind of referred to earlier. Now, instead of living in those emotions and trying to experience them, you want to do the exact opposite. You want to try to control the emotions and turn them off, and try to experience the scene now without those emotions. Using the same imagery, you will slowly desensitize yourself to the emotions associated with it. You'll keep doing this mindful moment over and over again until you get that desensitization. Once this happens, move to another image. And you're going to keep on doing this until the imagery no longer fills you with those emotions or feelings. You may still have them, but they won't surface. You'll be able to keep them in control, and you are going to be in control of the situation, how you react to that situation, rather than the other way around. So, for example, I hate snakes, afraid to death of snakes. I'd be looking through a book, and there may be a hand-drawn picture of a snake. As I turn the page, I would scream, close the book, and throw it in the air, totally react to the situation. I couldn't even see pictures or watch a movie or anything with snakes in it. Now I can tolerate those. Do I still get a little freaked out? Yes. Especially if I'm not anticipating it. If I'm anticipating it, I can usually control it. If I don't know what's going to happen, then it's usually a little more freaky for me. But I'd say I no longer, those feelings I used to have about snakes do not control me now. I control them. And let me tell you, it's much better when you let it happen that way. Using this approach to life allows you to experience all that life has to offer. But instead, you control the way you react to them rather than allowing them to control you. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you very much. And remember to live mindfully now, and I'll see you tomorrow.